You know how in the new War Thunder trailer there is this part where a guy is sitting on a chair pretending like he's flying a top tier jet? This is actually a reference to all the free to play users in this game. They just sit there, dreaming about playing advanced supersonic jets, knowing full well that they will never get there. So imagine you are a new player who just installed War Thunder, a game you heard so much about. It's free to play, so you want to learn what kind of premium features there are in this game. Okay, so there's premium account, that's reasonable. There are also premium vehicles, but a lot of them are priced higher than brand new AAA games. That's a little bit suspicious, but you let it slide. And then you press the Forbidden Marketplace button. Huh, that's interesting. I wonder what this currency is. Oh, it's dollars. We're gonna have a serious problem here. War Thunder is a free-to-play game, but don't get it twisted. In this case, the word free means you are free to waste your time trying to grind and fighting the economy, never actually getting anywhere. The free-to-play experience is reminiscent of Sisyphus and his boulder, although in this case it's a person with zero self-respect trying to convince themselves that pushing this boulder is a good use of their time. So instead, I wanted to talk about all the ways you can spend your money in War Thunder. And trust me, War Thunder has layers upon layers when it comes to its monetization practices. And that's just the stuff that's currently in the game. At one point, they wanted to add premium consumable items, but the overwhelming community pushback made them reconsider. People weren't too happy to have things like premium engine oil in the game. Just $5 and you get 10% extra horsepower for 5 games. Yeah, no thanks. Either way, come with me and I will show you just how deep the premium rabbit hole goes in War Thunder. Let me start with the only item I consider to be worth purchasing in this game, Premium Account. You see, this game was designed to be played with Premium Account, so playing without it means actively sabotaging your mental health and your free time. Oh, but I can already hear you typing, "Oh Linica, but Premium Account is only temporary. Why would I ever buy it if I can get a permanent premium vehicle instead?" A fair point, which I unfortunately disagree with. You see, Premium Account is freedom. You can do whatever you want, play any vehicle you would like, and still get those juicy extra rewards. What you're getting for your money is comfort. It is temporary, sure, but so are we. It also goes on 50% discount during every single sale, so it is accessible and affordable by anyone. So if you're a new player, I would recommend buying Premium Account on sale above all else. You will have a much better time while still having freedom to play whatever you want. Now, premium vehicles, the root of many evils in War Thunder. People love them, people hate them, but the real question is, are they worth the money? After all, they are permanent. Once you buy one, it will be at your side forever. Well, let's get into it. What is a premium? It's a vehicle that gets extra rewards, so it basically has a permanent premium account effect applied to it. But that's not the end of it. Premiums also circumvent certain game mechanics. When you research something normally, you need to use a vehicle that is within one rank of the thing you're researching. For example, if you want to unlock the Saber, which is rank 5, you need to play vehicles of rank 4, 5, or 6. In this case, you get full rewards. However, if you use a rank 3 plane, the difference in rank is more than 1, so your research gets heavily penalized. This mechanic forces you to constantly buy and use new vehicles of higher ranks if you want to progress. Now, what about the premiums? They still get a penalty for researching stuff that's higher in rank, but not lower, and this is very important. What this means is that you can buy a single rank 7 or 8 premium and use it to research the entire tech tree. So you get an awesome jet instantly and you can use it to unlock the entire tree. Now that sounds radical as hell, doesn't it? Especially to a brand new player who doesn't have any cool planes to play with. And yet it is precisely new players who should stay as far away as possible from premiums. First of all, you have no idea what you're buying. Yeah, this Viggen looks awesome and has all kinds of missiles, but is it a good plane? It's impossible for you to know because you have no idea how this game works. Alright, let's say you got lucky and bought a good plane that you actually like. Awesome. Now we enter the second problem. You are forced to play this plane and this plane alone. After all, it gets increased rewards, and you spent $80 on it. Gotta make them count. Not only will you get bored out of your mind after hundreds of games in the same vehicle, you will also cripple your learning process. See, when you play normally, you experience dozens of different planes, different playstyles, and get better on average. However, when you only spam one plane, all you learn is how to play this one vehicle against the same enemies. That's it. There's barely any improvement to be had here. And then there's the final problem. Your shiny jet is not safe from gaijin. You see, when you buy a premium, you make a gamble. You pray that this vehicle doesn't get nerfed into oblivion at some point down the line. And trust me, there have been many such cases. I even have one myself. This J2M5 used to be one of my favorite planes to fly. But not only did it get its BR increased, which I could live with, but they also nerfed its cannons into the ground. Currently, this plane is a piece of trash that I never use anymore. So, beware. Now, before we get to the marketplace, I have to talk about loot boxes. And of course, how can you have a free-to-play game without loot boxes, am I right? Gaijin really outplayed every competitor by introducing not one, but two kinds of premium loot boxes into this game. Let's start with the boxes that came first, the Golden Eagle crates. They are honestly pretty straightforward. You pay anywhere from $1 to $3 per box, you have a chance of getting a certain vehicle or a consolation prize like Silver Lions. What's interesting is that the chances are stated right there, and they look horrible. Like, you realize that a 0.3% chance to actually get the vehicle is absolutely terrible, right? There is no reason to buy these crates, ever. Also, Gaijin, why is it even possible to get the exact amount of Golden Eagles back from the crate? Like, why is this even an option? Are you trying to give us a second chance to reconsider and not spend Golden Eagles on it? Alright, thanks I guess. Now, when it comes to these new CSGO style loot boxes, why don't I just show you? Okay, for the purpose of this video, I bought 5 keys for 5 random boxes. Let's see what I get. This is my first time doing this. Oh, this feels like home. CSGO. Any knives? Okay, well. So that's a camouflage, okay. That's probably worthless. Let's go next. Okay, any knives? Maybe some kind of AK. Yeah. Maybe some kind of green camouflage. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, how about this? I don't think anyone uses this plane. Okay. Alright. Give us another one. Any knives this time? Maybe a butterfly knife? A balisong. Maybe the karambit. Yes. Or maybe... oh yeah, that's like one of the worst premiums in the British tree. Yeah, that's probably gonna be very expensive, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm really hoping for like IS-7. Or yeah, maybe some green camouflage for a ship. Oh yeah. No? Oh, okay. Like the worst tank in existence. Yeah, that's very good. All right, the final one. That's bound to be good, am I right? Ooh, a ship camouflage. Maybe this tank. Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost there. It's all. Oh, just. Oh, almost there. You know, close. Almost there. Well, that's 5 keys. That's $12. I think that's a very good example of why you shouldn't gamble. What you just witnessed is what would happen to you if you were stupid like me. You buy $2.5 keys, you watch images flash before your eyes, and receive worthless skins that nobody wants. Forget about getting vehicles. The chance is far too low. So let's say you got something that you don't want. How do you sell it? Well, my friends, the time has come. Enter the forbidden marketplace, where content goes to die. If you played games like Team Fortress 2, Dota 2, or CSGO, then you know exactly what this place is. For those who didn't, the marketplace is where you trade the items that you get by gambling or grinding events. The prices here are dictated purely by supply and demand. If something is rare or overpowered, then the price can be extreme. The opposite is true as well. You buy things with gaijin coins, which you get by selling your own stuff or buying them directly. 1 coin is $1, and of course, gaijin takes a cut from every marketplace transaction. Now, if you played those Valve games I mentioned, then you know that those marketplaces can get pretty ridiculous with the prices. But at the end of the day, you can safely ignore them. Sure, you're not gonna have a Karambit or AVP Asimov factoring you, but who cares? You can still play the game just as well as anyone else. So you could make an argument that War Thunder Marketplace is the same. If you don't like it, just ignore it. But I cannot ignore it, because it's not just worthless cosmetics here, there are also vehicles, unique and fun vehicles that could have been in the game. What we have instead is a prison for content. Tanks and planes go to the marketplace and become inaccessible to the majority of this game's player base. After all, who the hell is going to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a singular vehicle that's not even a premium? The only positive thing that I can say about it is the fact that it allows people to grind events, sell their rewards, and then buy premium account or vehicles with the coins. But even then, those events require you to become a War Thunder slave, which isn't a great use of your time. But hey, let's say you do have the coins to spare. Let me show you what's there for sale. Welcome to the marketplace. Now, there are a lot of things here, but I'm not going to be covering all of them. Sure, there are decorations, like the golden helmet for $500. Not interested. There are also camouflages, $500, $300. Considering the fact that you can get free skins from War Thunder Live, I don't think this is relevant either. What I want to be focusing on is tanks and aircraft. Now, obviously, first things first, right? $2,000 for IS-7. Now, for this kind of money, I'm expecting not just the vehicle, but also a remote-controlled toy model of it, and perhaps even some kind of a personal service from a gaijin employee, if you know what I mean. However, tanks are not my specialty. I cannot tell you anything about them. What I can is tell you about aircraft. And maybe you can make some decisions based off what I say. Not financial advice, by the way, just friendly advice. So I'm going to start from the bottom and make my way up. Now, when you shop here, you need to keep two things in mind. First of all, not everything here is going to be a premium. Most prop planes and low-tier vehicles will be. However, when you look at jets and even some higher-tier props, not all of them are premiums. Some of them are event vehicles, and this is very important. Remember when I said that premiums can research vehicles lower in rank without any penalties? Well, event vehicles cannot. So do not buy event vehicles if you want to grind a tree. They will not help you with that whatsoever. The second thing worth mentioning, at least in my opinion, is that I think vehicles that are more expensive than $35 are not worth it in any case. The reason being is that when 50% sales roll around, you can buy a very high rank premium in-game for $30 to $35, and that makes most of this expensive stuff obsolete. So with this in mind, let's go over what this marketplace has to offer. Now, finally enough, one of the first vehicles here is actually something I would consider keeping your eye on. This is the Chinese P-51C. Now, if you watched my P-51 video, which you probably should, you would know that this is a very good plane in general. And it's also reasonably cheap right now. So consider this. This is a very good plane. It's a premium. It's in the Chinese tree, and the Chinese tree has been getting better and better with every update. This plane is still cheap because there is a lot of them on sale. It's fairly recent. In fact, if we want to look at something similar, there is a Swedish variant of this exact same plane, J26 David. Again, if you watched my video, you would know that David is actually a slightly worse P-51C because it has bad belts. Now, the David is $32 right now. And our guy is still $6. So this guy is still $6 because it's new. There's still a lot of them on sale, and it's essentially still in its early stages. It has just passed this initial period of uncertainty where the price is high and it fluctuates heavily, and now it's dropping off. If you look at the David itself, it also started with this period of craziness. Yeah, $60 for that, no thanks. And then it dropped off. $6, $7, around that point. And then, of course, the price increased. So if you want to make an investment, I would recommend keeping an eye on this guy. The winter sale is right around the corner, and the price is gonna get even cheaper because people will be dumping them to get some money to buy premiums. It's a cheap plane, it's a premium plane, and it's a premium plane in a very good tree. I think this is like probably the only plane really worth buying right now. Now, I'm not going to be covering every single vehicle here. For example, yeah, this bomber, $4, very cheap, but also not very useful. Yeah, it has this funny rocket, but that's about it. Now, there is also this Yak 3 here. It's a very good, very competitive plane. It is $14 though, so unless you're like a Yak enjoyer, I would probably not pick it up. So let's scroll up a bit. I guess this plane is also interesting. It's very unique. It's something unusual. It is rank 1. Is a rank 1 plane really worth $17? To you, maybe. I'm not so sure, honestly. Although the price is not as high as to write it off completely. Now, here we come into questionable territory, $20. I'm not so sure if any of these are worth buying, but it's still in this price range where it's maybe worth it. Like, for example, this B7A2. It's a better version of the in-game plane. It's premium, it's good. It's very easy to get kills in ARB with it. Is it worth 20 bucks? I'm not so sure. As we go up, every time you notice a jet that is on sale for $20, you should probably consider why it's a jet that's worth $20. Not only is it not a premium, it's also not very good. As we move up, we see more funny vehicles. Rank 1, $30. Is it worth it? Probably not. Definitely not. This is where I wish that we just had them in-game, you know? Is there really any reason for this to be a marketplace vehicle priced at $30? Not really. Now, as we go up, there is this Mirage, and this Mirage is interesting. This is a plane that is essentially a copy of the Mirage that we have in the game. It's at the exact same BR, has the exact same flight model and weapons, it just has less flares than a Tech Tree counterpart. And that makes it actually quite a bit worse. It's interesting because I know that a lot of people are still holding these planes, waiting for them to get more expensive. And to that, I can only say, good luck, my brothers. Now, as we move up, there is F2G. This plane is a great premium. However, now the real ones will remember when this plane was dirt cheap. Let's see, $5? For $5, this plane is an absolute steal. And it used to be. It was a legend. But now, at 40 bucks, this plane is all but dead. Rest in peace, my bro F2G. As we go by, we see more jets. These are bad. This F100 is an actual flying tragedy. The PFM, probably not a tragedy, however, it's also not any good. Don't even look at those. Now, as we go up and enter the $50 territory, it becomes interesting because we start seeing overpowered planes, like this Strike Master. This plane is probably one of the most broken 6.3, probably the most broken 6.3 plane in the game, in ARB. It has an air spawn, it has amazing flight performance. The only downside is that it's armed with machine guns. However, that doesn't matter, because you outperform everything you face. And it is $50, so if you want to really, really annoy people, I guess you can buy that. It's a premium, you can grind with it. Is that really worth it? I'm not so sure, but this plane is most definitely broken. Now, here is something that gets me a little bit salty, and it's F4D. This is a very cool, very unique plane that is $57. I want it in the game. I don't want to pay for it. You see why I have a problem with this marketplace? I want this content in the game, not locked behind a paywall. But alas, this is what we have. You either pay, or you just don't get to play it. Alright. Actually, I think you can make this argument for almost everything you see here. Most of this is unique, interesting, and would be very cool to have in the game. Like, for example, this Focke-Wulf. It's a pretty bad plane. Like, there's nothing really good about it except, like, maybe the turn rate. But it's $73. Who would buy it? Who would play it? Can we just have it in the game? Probably not. Now, the F-13, yes, of course. I don't need to tell you about this plane. Top Gun Maverick, yes, very cool. Now, the King Cobra is interesting. So this is $100 for a skin. While technically this is a separate vehicle, this is just a skin for an American King Cobra. Why is it $100? Because it's old and rare. Is there any reason to buy it? None whatsoever. Now we look slightly to the left, and there is another example of a very cool vehicle. P-59A, the lowest BR jet. And it's not just the lowest BR jet, it's also very cool. It can go fast, but it also turns very well. So it's competitive, it's interesting, but it's also $100. Like, can I just have this? Can I play it somehow without spending $100? I guess not. Now, as we reach the top end here, shout out to my man Lag3. I don't know why it's $160, but, sure. There's also the BI, yet another interesting vehicle. Now, this is by far the most broken plane you can buy on the marketplace. This thing, I think it sits at 6.7. It outperforms everything. It has infinite energy. This plane is broken. Everybody knows it. And, it has a price tag to match this brokenness. I wish I could fly it. I cannot. It's $300. And last but not least, the most expensive plane, a BF-109E7. Premium, rank 2. You have this exact same plane in the Japanese tree as a premium, although I think that one doesn't have bombs. And in the German tree, there is BF-109E4, which is also the same exact plane. But this one is $600. What's the value in this? I don't know. However, if you are an insane buffoon, maybe you can buy it. I don't know. Now, again, let me say that I'm not a tank player. I played a little bit of tanks, so I can't really give you like a professional advice like I did with planes, but maybe it would be funny to see my perspective as an air player looking at this. Now, straight away, like, what is this? The cheapest vehicle you can buy, $4 for a car with the smallest gun I have ever seen? I mean, okay, maybe. I asked some people around about these vehicles that look interesting, and everything that looks interesting seems to be bad. Like, this is apparently bad. Okay, well, I mean, makes sense, right? $15, this low. I guess it makes sense. Mr. Petard here. I think it, like, shoots like 30 meters maximum. It's like throwing a rock. I guess it's not so good, huh? Like, everything that seems interesting here is, like, bad. Like, these fast cars with the big gun, I guess they're bad. A lot of cars here in general. Gaijin really loves their cars, huh? The missile launching tank, like, I guess it's also bad, even though it actually looks very interesting as a vehicle, very unique. But I guess it's bad. Everything is just bad. Like the Churchill with the flamethrower. What's the use of the flamethrower? Well, who knows? Gaijin introduced this mechanic into the game and didn't think to make an actual reason for it to exist, but I guess it's cool. It's cool and great and interesting. Oh, this one. I remember this one. This is the completely useless, overpriced Tier 1 tank, but it's funny because you can maybe kill somebody with these fat rockets. $50 for a funny? Maybe that's not such a bad deal. And then, this, what is this, like, unholy abomination? It looks kind of cool, although it also looks kind of bad, like it's a T-26 chassis. Probably not, but, like, it looks cool. I asked around, people said it's bad. Okay. And, like, of course, can't have your marketplace without artillery vehicles, in this case, rocket artillery. Apparently it's bad. Maybe good for role-playing as, like, artillery from some other game. 50 or, no, $60 to roleplay as artillery. Maybe it's worth it? Who knows? I have no idea. I like the consistency that no matter how far we go, we still see cars. $70 car, rank, oh, it's rank 1. Okay, I see you. You're looking kinda nice, $70, maybe it's worth it. All right, yeah, we go up. Upgraded car. This one with a big gun. Well, not so big actually, but upgraded car. Ooh, this must be like a super nice car. $100, rank 1. Man, these cars, maybe I should invest into some cars. So this is like a car simulator. Oh, more cars. I actually remember this one. I remember the event where people got it. And of course, like many others, I regret not grinding this one because at some point, oh yeah, 1500. I would love to sell that for 1500, but I didn't even grind it in the first place. Car Thunder. All right, we go up. Okay, $200 car. Now this is a sick car though. 8 tires? Maybe this is worth 200 bucks, you know? Just for 8 tires. Oh, there's an even more expensive. Oh, this is also 8 tires, but more than $200. Man, this game is actually Tire Thunder, Car Thunder. Well, not much I can say about these three. You know, I guess they're like OP and rare. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. I remember this thing though. I remember when it came out and it was impossible to aim this thing because the aiming system for it was broken. I guess it's fixed now because, ooh, 500 bucks. As I said, the marketplace is a prison for content. Most of us will never get a chance to experience vehicles that end up there, and that's very disappointing. Just like most things in War Thunder. Next up is a feature that is present in every single multiplayer game these days, the Battle Pass. And since Gaijin is always chasing trends without thinking about them, they implemented it in the laziest way you can imagine. War Thunder's Battle Pass is as generic as it gets. There is free stuff for everyone, and there are much better paid rewards if you choose to buy it. And as with everything, there are problems. First of all, the amount of grinding you need to do to get something out of it is absolutely mental. You must log into the game every day, complete every daily task, complete special tasks, and that will get you nowhere. If you actually want to make good progress in the Battle Pass, you have to complete its special challenges. And they are special, alright, as they force you to do things you don't want. Let's say you only play air, like me. Would you like to get kills with specific tanks? Or do a certain amount of damage with ships? Probably not. So the grind is ridiculous, but then you have to consider the rewards. If you buy Premium Battle Pass, most of what you get is SL and RP boosters. But of course, you don't buy it for those. You buy it to get the very special, unique vehicle. How special? Well, the free vehicles are always some copy-paste plane or tank. As for the paid reward, this time it's a copy-pasted bomber, but with guided missiles or something. Do you care for it? If not, you might be thinking of selling it, but that requires grinding the Battle Pass to level 125, and that takes about 56 years. TLDR, the grind is ridiculous and the rewards are not worth it. Do yourself a favor and pretend the Battle Pass menu doesn't exist. That's what I did a long time ago and I never looked back. Now let me cover what I consider to be the absolute worst way to spend your cash in War Thunder, and that is, of course, the quote-unquote free research points. You get this currency by playing the game normally, and it just sits there in the corner, taunting you. The only way to actually use it is to spend money on it. You can convert it into real research points, and that would cost you 1 golden eagle for each 45 RP. So basically, pay cash to unlock whatever you are researching faster. Not a terrible idea on paper, but let's look at it in practice. Let's say you want to unlock the new F15E, which requires 420,000 research points. If we convert free RP, we would have to pay 9,300 golden eagles, and that would set you back $50 or so. Now consider this, you're paying 50 bucks not for benefits or something unique, but just to unlock a plane. In other words, it's $50 to play the game less. Spending money to not play the game is an interesting concept, but don't do it, please. If you are curious, the second worst way to spend your money would be to buy Silver Lions directly. SL is the most basic currency in War Thunder, which is used for many things, and as such is always in short supply. You get it by playing the game normally, but of course Gaijin offers you a shortcut. For example, you can buy 60,000 SL with 150 golden eagles, which is $1. Now, to put things into perspective, 60,000 is how much you get for playing one average game with premium account, or two without. So you can either spend $2 for 120,000, or buy 1 day of premium and make infinitely more while also playing the game. I think the choice is clear. This feature is only in the game to trick inexperienced players into wasting their cash. Another trap is the option to buy extra crew points to upgrade their skills instantly. Why a trap? Because if you play normally, and by that I mean you start with a rank 1 vehicle, then you don't need these skills straight away. Crew skills are very important, yes, but as you progress, you will get these points passively, and by the time you reach jets, you will have enough to max out all the skills that matter. No need to be in a hurry, unless you are one of those geniuses who bought a top-tier premium jet at level 1. In that case, you might as well spend 1,000 golden eagles to max out G tolerance and stamina, so you don't black out as soon as you make the slightest turn. Yet another way to waste your money is to purchase upgrades for your vehicles with golden eagles instead of researching them as you play. This is something that's not relevant at all in early tiers, but becomes very enticing with jets, for example. As soon as your average player sees missiles as an upgrade, they want it now. Is it even a good missile? Is it worth it? Who cares? All that matters is getting access to it this very moment. And sure, I get it. However, consider this. When I talked about free RP, I said that 1 golden eagle to 45 RP is a bad deal. Well, when you buy upgrades, it gets way worse. You are paying 1 golden eagle for 27 RP. So basically, you're getting scammed in broad daylight. So what I'm trying to tell you is that no normal human being can afford War Thunder, and that's without even considering the financial situation of an average player. Like, look at this. This is how people in my Discord server treat themselves. Like, come on man, is that a $1 ramen with what is that even? Looks like a nose of a baby alligator. You can't afford an $80 premium. No way. Just get yourself premium account on sale and use the money saved to get better food. Or don't buy anything. Use the money to invest into Haktua coin and get scammed of all your cash. Or hey, maybe support me on Patreon like these awesome fellas. Nico, Hubstadt, Luminosity, Hedora, Florian, Subvision, and CEO of Getting Snailed. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. In closing, I would like to say that you, the viewer, should have a Merry Christmas or whatever religious holiday you are celebrating. Everything kind of sucks, but one day it will all just be a bad memory. At least that's what I like to believe. Either way, take care and I shall see you next time.